Hi, I'm Mike Irving, and I'm the CEO and founder of Advanced Business Abilities. Now, the fact that you're watching this video says that there is something in and around sales that has your attention right now. Maybe you're looking to increase your conversion rate, or maybe there is a particular set of objections that trip you up, and you're looking for a better way to handle them. You might be completely new to sales and looking for some guidance on the basics. Or maybe you're a veteran in the industry and you've been in sales for 20 years and you're just looking to see what new information is available to help you to hone your craft and get that extra 1 or 2% that you're chasing. Either way, I'm glad you're here because I'm confident that we can help. Now, I know that there are absolutely loads of people out there telling you that they can help you double and triple your sales. So I'm just going to take a quick second to help you understand what my expertise is and why it might be beneficial for you to listen to what I have to say. If that's okay, I won't take long. See, I started out in sales when I was in my early 20s, 1997 to be exact. So I know firsthand the frustrations that can come with it, the roller coaster ride of revenue. Sometimes it's like you have more money than you know what to do with, and you're buying champagne down the bar. Next thing you know, you have no leads and a bleak pipeline. Or that feeling of wanting to bang your head against the wall when a seemingly enthusiastic prospect says that they want to go ahead and then they ghost you. Or even worse, when you know that what you're offering will solve your prospect's problem, but for whatever reason, they can't see it and you're left scratching your head wondering what's going on. I get it. I've been there. Even when I was 10 years into a career running one of the largest direct sales companies in Australia, with a team of over 300 people across 3 cities across the country, I hadn't actually solved the puzzle of sales yet. I got really good at it, don't get me wrong, but I was still shooting in the dark quite a bit. So I might handle one prospect one way, close the deal, but then if I did everything exactly the same with my next prospect, it would totally fall flat. And then in 2006, everything changed. I met the mentors who went on to comprise the research team behind Advanced Business Abilities. And what they taught me not only changed my life, but also completely changed my understanding of sales. I went from that roller coaster ride of inconsistency to having clear models and principles to think with on the topic of sales that guided me through to closing deals more frequently and more effortlessly, making sales a far more predictable endeavor and drastically changing the results that I was getting. I was able to combine my years of experience in building sales teams and sales training with the models and principles that my mentors showed me and create a system that has since helped our clients to double, triple, and in some cases even 10x their revenue, and learn how to train their sales teams so that sales becomes an effortless process to follow as opposed to a pressure cooker of a situation that's really uncomfortable for everybody. Now, as a result of this framework, I'm now really lucky. I'm lucky enough to travel the world as much as I want, and right now employ people in 5 countries around the globe. We deliver 95% of our services online, and everyone works remotely from wherever they choose to be. So if you're watching this and you're in that period of frustration, maybe you're making decent money, but you're still leaving some on the table, or maybe you hate how inconsistent your conversions seem to be. I understand. I was in the same place, and I'm here to let you know that if I can get out of that, so can you. Now, I've been teaching this information to clients and coaching them to implement it since 2007. And in this mini course on sales, I'm going to share some of the most valuable lessons that I've learned in that time. And I've decided to share this completely free because I can see how much misinformation is out there on the topic of sales. People advocating for pushy and manipulative tactics that don't work and that tarnish relationships, and also that leave people feeling like they have no way of selling if they don't want to be pushy. There's absolutely another way, and I want to show it to you. Now, the first principle that I want to share with you is a system that governs every single purchase that occurs on planet Earth. This system or model outlines exactly what happens in your prospect's mind when they make a purchase every single time. Which is to say that when you understand and implement this system, you're going to be selling based on the way that your prospect's mind naturally makes decisions, rather than subtly pushing them towards something or fighting against their instincts. You'll be working with them. Now, to introduce it to you, I found it's best if we start with the end in mind. So, where do you want to get to with a prospect? I'd imagine that you're hoping that your prospect buys from you. So they pay a fee for a product or a service. And I hope that you also want your prospect to use your product or service and gain the benefits of having it long term. So there's an exchange that happens. And in this exchange, you are going to provide a service or product, and your prospect is going to pay a fee and gain the benefits from that product or service. And hopefully this will be a long-term relationship. This involves commitment, and it's a commitment from both sides. And that's where you're looking to land, commitment. Now, if you want to get to the stage called commitment, it's essential that you know what happens prior to that in the mind of your customer. So, what do we make commitments about? We make commitments to take action. So before you can gain commitment, it's essential that it's clear what actions are going to be taken by both parties in order to secure that commitment. Now, let's say that a customer is getting really excited and they say, great, I want to go ahead. Well, that's a good sign, and it's important that both you and the customer know what that means and what action they're saying yes to. Something as simple as the question like, okay, great. Next steps would be for me to send through an invoice for X amount. When do you see yourself being able to make that payment? That question can ensure clarity of next steps and a clear commitment for when it will happen. Now, in order to land at certainty and clarity of action, it's essential to know what happens in the mind of your prospects before they can land at a place where they're willing to make a commitment to take an action. So, what do we make commitments to take action about? Well, we certainly don't tend to make commitments to take action about things that we don't want, do we? We make commitments to take actions that are aligned with our desire. It doesn't work to attempt to get somebody to make a commitment to take an action that they don't have a desire about, does it? If you do that, you're likely going to be using deceit or force, neither of which are aligned with a successful career in sales nor business. So in order to arrive at desire, what has your prospect moved through prior to getting to desire? Well, you can't get to desire if you haven't first passed through interest. And you can't get to interest in something if that thing or something about it hasn't first had your attention. In reverse order, that outlines the model that guides every single purchase decision that occurs on the planet. The acronym is AIDAC, AIDAC. Attention, interest, desire, action, commitment. Having an awareness of the AIDAC model or the AIDAC principle is going to support you to find out what is it that your prospect really wants. And it's also going to support you to understand where your prospect is in the buying cycle. And therefore, whether or not it's time to ask for them to take the business or make the next commitment. It's really important to understand that this principle isn't a one-off system to follow to get the sale. It exists in every single meeting or step along the way of your sales process, and it repeats at each touch point until the sale happens. Now, I'll use another example to illustrate what I mean here. So let's say that you sell SEO services, and the process that you follow is that you meet with a prospect, and rather than immediately selling them into a monthly contract, you first recommend a full website audit. Then you conduct that audit, and then you sit with them to go through the results. And then you sign them on as a client for your SEO services. In that first meeting, you want to follow the AIDAC principle to see if they move through desire into action and commitment to pay an invoice for a website audit. Then when you sit with them again to go through the results, again, AIDAC is the principle to follow to guide you through to gaining them as a longer-term client. And taking it one step further, let's say that after they've signed on, you have an onboarding call where you go through information you'll want from them in order to provide your services. If the outcome of that meeting is that you want them to make a commitment to take an action to get you information, then ADAC is the principle to follow, the model to ensure that you get that commitment. So it's not just about a transactional sales process. Anytime you're looking to get someone to make a commitment to take an action, ADAC is the governing principle that will support you to get that done. Now, in sales, it's incredibly valuable for you to be aware of this model and ask questions of your prospect with the intention to understand them, and also have a clear objective of what is the next action that you're looking to see if they will make a commitment to take. Now, I'm going to leave you with an analogy that really helps to solidify this principle in your mind. The process of selling is like this. You're standing on the edge of a river with your prospect beside you. On the other side of the river is where the sale is. That's where you get paid and your prospect gets what they want. But the river's too deep to just walk across. So the only way you can get across is via a specific set of stepping stones. And those stepping stones are ADAC. The biggest mistake most salespeople make is in attempting to tell the prospect where those stepping stones are. I'm sure you've been told this before. Have a great pitch. Make sure you grab their attention and really get them interested in what you have. Tell them about the benefits so that they want it. And that's kind of how it goes. The real key to doubling your sales conversions without any extra spend on marketing is to ask questions so that you get the prospect to tell you where those stepping stones are. ADAC exists in their mind. It's what has their attention, what has their interest, what is their desire. The key is to get them to tell you that rather than you attempting to force your beliefs of what their attention and interest should be. When you get them to tell you where those stepping stones are, everyone crosses the river safely, the deal gets closed, it becomes easy, and the pressure no longer sits with you to make them see that what you have can help. You get them to tell you exactly why it's a good idea and why it will help them. Now, in the next video, I'm going to share another secret that I've learned that will make a big difference in how you think about and approach every single sales conversation you have. It's the 4 steps to every sales conversation. And when you understand how this works with ADAC, it really unblocks your thinking and helps you guide your sales conversations. Thanks for giving me your time and attention today. Please like this video and leave a comment letting me know what you think. I'd love to see. I'll see you in the next video.